did you?
Voting early and voting often?
Voting often, voting early, absolutely.
Senator, do you think that voters are looking for the candidate with true liberal values in this race?
I think voters in Arkansas are looking for a candidate that's willing to work hard and bring results. And that's exactly what I have done and what I intend to do. I think I'm the best candidate for the results that they want. I've got a proven record. I've worked hard. The issue here is jobs and the economy, and that's what people want, somebody that's going to be dedicated to that. And that's exactly, I'm prepared. I think I'm the most prepared candidate to really produce for Arkansas jobs and a good, sustainable economy back on track.
Is Lieutenant Governor as liberal as you?
I don't know. I don't think the Lieutenant Governor has voted. He doesn't have a record. He won't actually commit to some of those issues that, quite frankly, a real senator has to commit to.
Senator Bill Halter. Do you feel that you have gotten your, do you feel like you've gotten your message across to people who are looking for somebody who is different, maybe more than prepared?
I think we've tried, and I think absolutely we have expressed not only that I'm different, I'm definitely not your most typical of senators. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a former governor, I'm not any of those. I'm a mom and got proof back here with me. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a hard worker, and I've grown up in small business, and that's what I bring to the Senate, and I think mothers appreciate that. I think husbands appreciate that. I think parents appreciate the fact that I focus on the things that are important to hardworking Americans and hardworking Arkansans.
Senator Bill Halter says if he gets you to a runoff, it's a win for him tonight. Would you agree?
No, I don't at all. We are going to be ecstatic one way or the other, whether we win right out or whether we go to a runoff. This has been a tough campaign. There is no doubt about it, and I don't think I've shied away from it. And I don't think you all have in any way been sheltered from the fact that there has been millions of dollars that have come into this state. I can't compete with that. I've gotten my message out and I feel good about it. I feel good about Arkansans. Arkansans are great people. They're independent-minded, they're hard-working, and they understand that we've got to put this country back on track, and you can't do it overnight. And I think when they take the time to look at my record and understand how hard I have worked and the fact that I am the most prepared candidate to put people back to work and to get the economy back on track, we're going to see success.
Why did you have to pass
This campaign has gotten ugly at points. We've all seen the ads. Do you regret that? Because you certainly started out not going that direction, and then you were forced to defend yourself. Do you regret any part of the way you ran your campaign, or do you feel like you ran it well and it was necessary?
I did run a good campaign, and I have to say it was not a negative campaign. It was a comparative campaign at times, and I think that's important. I'm the only one in this race that's got a voting record, and people have looked at that. They have misrepresented my voting record. They've misconstrued who I am and what I've been about, and I think it's important that other candidates need to be shown for who they are. So we've worked hard to make it a good campaign. I've always been a positive person, and I always will be, and I'm excited about the potential and opportunities that we have.
There was some confusion with the ballot, Senator Lincoln.
How has the national spotlight impacted this race?
Well, I think definitely it has been nationalized, this race has. I think to the point where Arkansans realize that we've got a pretty good thing here. We have a uniqueness and a personal touch in Arkansas and in our campaigns that is something we would like to hold on to. A lot of national money coming in, again, misrepresenting me and my family, misrepresenting my votes and my positions on things is not something any of us appreciate in Arkansas. We don't mind fighting on a fair playing field, but this one hasn't been a fair playing field. I've been outspent 3-4 to 1 in television ads that, again, I think that Arkansans would much rather see us and hear from us as the candidates. And again, I've got a voting record that I'm proud of and excited about. That I feel like that the choices I've made have been decisions and choices focused on what Arkansans need. I don't answer to those special interest groups. I don't answer to Wall Street. I don't answer to the health insurance industry, and I don't answer to D.C. unions. I answer to Arkansans, and I feel like that's what my record.
Senator, every Senate election,
hey,
every Senate election is, in one sense or another, a referendum. Obviously, a referendum on the county. Do you see a national? Is this a national referendum in any sense, more than an Arkansas election?
I think the national referendum is that each of our states are blessed to be different. We have differences in terms of how our people vote and how they think, what they think the solutions to our country are. And I think they should be allowed to make those determinations based on the facts, and not a lot of money invested in advertising and bullying in some instances to try and dissuade them from issues and facts that they've seen and should be exposed to.
On the current administration, though, Senator, should this election, however it comes out, should this be in any way interpreted as pro or con administration? Is it a referendum on Mr. Obama?
No, I don't think so at all. No, I think the referendum really is should special interests be allowed to do anything that they want to do and not be held accountable for it? I run a campaign based on contributions that are the most highly scrutinized and highly reported. I run a campaign on complete transparency as to who has paid for advertising, who has approved what's said in that ad. I can't tell you the number of school children that come up to me and say, "I'm so and so, and I approve this ad." It's a part of their lives now, and we have to do that. There's no reason why special interest groups shouldn't be held accountable and transparent to the process.
Can you describe the mood towards you as an incumbent as you wrap up this primary day?
I've had a wonderful reception across the state. I know there's people that are frustrated and disappointed in Washington. I'm frustrated and disappointed in Washington too, and that's one of the reasons I've stood up to these special interest groups. I'm doing what I think is right, and I want that to be an example to my children. My husband and I know that as lifelong Arkansans, I'm a 7th generation Arkansan and he's a 5th generation Arkansan. We were taught and believed that it is about doing what's right. It's not whether you win or lose the game, it's how you play the game. That's what we want, that's what we're here to do, and we're going to continue.
Other than preparedness, Senator, and your position on ag, has there been, in your experience as you interfaced with voters, is there one or two issues that have animated the electorate this year?
Well, I think in a positive sense, most communities that I have visited have realized that we've worked hard, not just on the big issues, but the small issues too. Whether it's water projects, or whether it's help they need with the community center, a center for their elderly, just helping them with their rural fire departments and their police departments with protective gears. Helping them find grants, helping them navigate the system. The fact is a lot of the bigger states and bigger cities can navigate those things. They have professional grant writers, they have technical assistants. In these small states and in small communities, they depend on us, and we work hard for them, whether it's Social Security benefits and problems that they have with the Social Security Administration, or whether it's Veterans Affairs and veterans benefits. So I hear a lot from people that are appreciative of how we've worked on their level. I think there are multitudes of issues. Most of what we have focused on has been, some of the certainly jobs in the economy. But people in Arkansas are dedicated to educating our children and giving them the tools that they need, cleaning up our environment, moving to renewable fuels, making sure that we're looking after whether it's domestic violence or the homeless shelters, whether it's the hunger issue. Certainly exist in Arkansas and everywhere across the country. So they're proud to play a role in that, and I think by and large most of them have been proud that I've stepped up to the plate on almost all of them.